In today's video, we're going to be exploring a once abandoned beautiful Gilded Age mansion called Lynnewood Hall. Lynnewood Hall was designed by architect Horace Trumbauer and was constructed in 1899. Lynnewood Hall remains the second largest mansion still standing in the United States. Horace Trumbauer was a famous architect who designed many mansions in the area, including Whitemarsh Hall, which was demolished in 1980. Lynnewood Hall was built for Peter Widener, who was the famous businessman and art collector in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Tragedy struck the Widener family in 1912 when Peter Widener's son, George Widener, and grandson, Harry Widener, died on the RMS Titanic when it sunk out in the Atlantic Ocean. George's wife survived as she was placed on a lifeboat. Peter Widener died at the age of 80 in 1915. The Widener family remained in the mansion until the 1940s. They sold the property to a private buyer who ended up defaulting on his loan, and it then was repossessed again by the Widener family. In the 1950s, Carl McIntire bought the property for $192,000, and he used the building to train many ministers and Christian leaders for over 4 decades. Then in 1996, the property was sold to the First Korean Church of New York. They had some issues and ended up auctioning off a lot of the items in the house. The property then started to decay and became vacant for many years. In 2019, Lynnewood Hall was put up for sale for $11 million US. For the next couple of years, the house sat deteriorating even further. Theft and vandalism were also a problem. Thankfully, in 2023, Lynnewood Hall Preservation Foundation bought the property and is actively trying to raise funds to restore the property back to its former glory. Join me as we explore the abandoned Lynnewood Hall. As we start a tour, I wanted to go over a little disclaimer. I was given permission to film Lynnewood Hall. The entire property has motion sensing cameras all over as well as on the inside. These cameras are active and they will alert the current owners when they go off. The police will be called and you will be arrested. Please do not attempt without permission from the owners. Lynnewood Hall was built from limestone and has a T-shaped design. It features 110 rooms, 55 of those rooms are bedrooms. It also features a massive foyer, a large ballroom, swimming pool, wine cellar, smoking room, reception room, and servant rooms. As we enter the main foyer, you will notice that this main hall resembles other Gilded Age mansions during this time frame. One example of that is the Breakers Mansion in Newport, Rhode Island. This area used to be furnished with area carpets, furniture, various plants, artwork on the walls, and other fine antiques. As we go through the tour, taking the amount of detail that is in the ceilings, walls, floor, and doors, so much hard work was put into the construction of this beautiful place. Something you do not see today. My goal in this video is to give you a look at almost every room in this mansion. This is why the video is over 40 minutes long. I know other explorers have done videos of this location, but this is my version of it, and I hope you enjoy. Looking at older photos, it looks like the main hall's floor was changed to that checkered tile, and the carpet on the stairs was also changed. Off to the right of the main hall, this room was called the reception room. So much detail was put into this grand room. Just look at that ceiling. Guests to the Widener family would usually be escorted to this room as they wait to be welcomed by their host. This room used to be called the Raphael Room, and it used to be one of the 5 art galleries in the house. It doesn't look like that today, as it was converted into some type of teaching room by the later owners, but many fine Italian art used to be hanging on these walls. We're now entering what was called the main ballroom. This room has gone through some renovations through its early life, but this room could fit over 1,000 guests. Just admire the details in almost everything in this room, including that ceiling. Beautiful marble fireplace and what looked to be a built-in picture frame that most likely had some famous art in it. The stage here was added on. This was not originally part of the house. This main piece right here, pictured, which was called the medallion, was said to be imported from another country as this place was being constructed. This staircase was exclusively used by the servants that lived at Lynnewood Hall, and we get them to pretty much all the locations in the estate. This area used to be a pantry of some sorts for the servants to prepare food. No food was cooked in here though, as the main kitchen was located in the basement. Right above this pantry was a small library. The ceiling was only 6 feet and I had a fun time getting through this one. Lots of books and newspapers were stored in this location. I think a lot of the collection here was from the mid-1950s. This room was called the smoking room. This would be the room where you would just relax, have a drink, and smoke your favorite cigar. The room was recently redone by the current owners. The pool table and the piano were not original to this room, but one thing I found fascinating was that as soon as I walked in, I could still smell the cigar and cigarette smoke that's caked into these walls. Another room with great detail. This room used to be the dining room, hosting many of the finest dinners for the Wideners. Today, though, it seems to be a storage room of some sort. The organ shown here, though, did not come with the house. It was picked up from another location and brought here to hopefully be reused. This room, which is right next to the dining room, is said to be the breakfast room. It was also a pathway from the pantry we previously walked through to the dining room. We are now on the second floor, entering the east wing of the house. The second floor, east and west wings were all bedrooms for the Widener family. Peter Widener always wanted the family to be together, so he made sure that everyone in the family had their own rooms. And most of them actually did live together too. You will notice as we walk through the rooms, they are all very large, have a fireplace, and feature a ton of detail just like the rest of the house. Many of the rooms either had their own bathroom or shared a bathroom that connected the rooms together. Just look at the detail in that ceiling. Almost every room had a cedar closet. This bedroom here was said to be the bedroom of Peter Widener. As you can see, the mirror in this bathroom. I think mirrors were a big thing when they built this house because they're everywhere. Here you can see the mini hallways that connect two rooms into that one bathroom. This smaller area was called the tea room. The stained glass shown here can be seen from the floor above, which is coming up in the tour. We're now walking up to another art gallery room. Massive wooden doors at the entrance. The black cover plates you see all over the wall, I believe, were the electrical wires for the lights that would shine on the art piece that used to be in here. Everything's been removed, as you can see, but a lot of detail again in this room. And the windows that look like they're up in the ceiling area, you'll see later in the video there's an attic that would let natural light in to those windows.
The sound in these areas are really, really cool.
I'm not sure the name of this room, but I was in awe with the room design. Tall ceiling skylights look to be some type of Italian design on the ceiling that has worn off. Just amazing. This was the original organ. Obviously it's in terrible shape, but that organ I showed earlier most likely will be used to replace this. This room is one of the last art galleries in the house, called the Van Dyck Room. As you can see, the room has really been hit hard, but the beautiful ceiling is still hanging on in hopes that it can be restored with the rest of the room.
This is a big room.
We're now entering the second floor west wing of the house, which is more bedrooms of the Widener family, as well as some of the children and helpers. We are now entering the rear wing of the house, I believe the second floor rear wing. And down this hallway were all bedrooms for the many guests who visited the Widners at Lynnewood Hall. So, as this is a 110 room mansion, there's just a lot of rooms. So you'll see me film a room and then I will probably cut right to the next room so you're not watching me walk down hallways. Because like I said, there's a lot of rooms. We are now entering the servants' quarter, which is where up to 50 servants would live. These servants would cater to the Widners and maintain the property both inside and out. The third floor and the fourth floor has many rooms of the servant bedrooms. Here's that stained glass structure, which is the tea room below. You can see that the windows above would bring in natural light to help light up the glass in the tea room. So this is one of the hallways that leads to many servant rooms. You'll see that I'm going to cut just to show you the rooms so you're not watching me walk down the hallway, as again there's a lot of rooms. There's a hallway on the left side and the right side. A lot of these rooms are empty and in pretty bad shape. We're now walking up to the 4th floor, which is some more servant rooms and also the attic area. This room is something I haven't seen very much in other videos. Below is the art galleries where the glass is behind those metal rails. There is a gear-driven wheel, or at least many wheels, that look like they would open up these fins that let natural light in. You could then close the fins to make the room dark. The fins appear to be open, but I believe the skylights on the roof were covered up and sealed. And now we're walking down to more servant rooms, much smaller rooms though. This was the very top gears or motor to the elevator shaft. I'm unsure what the machinery is in this room, but those who know, leave a comment in the video. We're now entering the basement area of the house, and the basement is the kitchen, freezers, a tunnel system which I was unable to access, a men's lounge, and the trophy jewelry room. This room was where the Widners would keep valuables, trophies, and jewelry. It had two large steel doors protecting it. This is the west wing of the basement, various rooms, as well as the wine cellar down at the end. This is the main kitchen where many of the servants prepare the meals for the Widners, although today there's not much of anything left in it. Here are the sinks that's right off to the side of the kitchen, and then the door on the left here is with the freezers. That wraps up our amazing tour of Lynnewood Hall. I hope I was able to bring you back in time to experience the life the Widners spent living in this estate. Like the SS United States, this was an awesome opportunity I was happy to take part in. Lynnewood Hall Preservation Foundation is doing an amazing job trying to turn this beautiful mansion back to its former glory. If you would like to donate to help the group continue with restoration, please visit their website at lynnewoodhallpreservation.org. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.